the kids that is going tonight is just going to give you a brief rundown of what their event is, so you kind of have an idea of what they did to prepare for it. So, yeah.
So one of the new categories that I did this year was called oral declamation or oratorical declamation. And in short, what you do is take a speech that somebody else has given at a point in time, you cut it down to a length of about 10 minutes, recite it, and perform it. So that is what I'm going to be doing first for you guys today, and I really hope that you enjoy it because it took a lot of work. So here we are, commencement. Life's great forward-looking ceremony. And don't say what about weddings. Weddings are one-sided and insufficiently effective. Weddings are bride-centric pageantry. Other than conceding to a list of unreasonable demands, the groom just stands there. No stately, hey everybody, look at me, procession. No being given away. No identity-changing pronouncement. And could you imagine a television show dedicated to watching guys try on tuxedos? Their fathers, sitting there misty-eyed with joy and disbelief. Their brothers, lurking in the corner, muttering with envy. Left to men, weddings would be spontaneous, after-limits testing, procrastination, during halftime, on the way to the refrigerator, and then there's the frequency of failure. Statistics tell us half of you will get divorced. In 2012, wealthy high school English teacher David McCullough was chosen to give the commencement speech to the graduating class. It soon went viral. He was flooded with interview requests, news reports, and so much more. But why? Well, the simple message of the speech: you're not special. In a world where students are expected to excel, we lower our expectations in order to create a false sense of achievement. McCullough believes we can and must do better. Without further ado, You're Not Special by David McCullough. But this ceremony, commencement, a commencement works every time. From this day forward, truly, in sickness and in health, through financial fiascos, through midlife crises and passably attractive sales reps at trade shows in Cincinnati, through a diminishing tolerance for annoyingness, through every difference, irreconcilable and otherwise, you will stay forever graduated from high school. You and your diploma as one till death do you part. No. Commencement is life's great ceremonial beginning, with its own attendant and highly appropriate symbolism. And your ceremonial costume? Shapeless. Uniform. One size fits all. Whether you're male or female, tall or short, scholar or slacker, spray-tanned prom queen or intergalactical Xbox assassin, each of you is dressed, you'll notice, exactly the same. And your diploma, but for your name, exactly the same. All of this is as it should be, because none of you are special. You are not special. You are not exceptional. Despite every assurance from a certain corporal purple dinosaur, that nice Mr. Rogers, or your batty Aunt Sylvia, no matter how often your maternal caped crusader has swooped in to save you, you're nothing special. Yes, you've been pampered and cosseted, doted upon, helmeted, and bubble-wrapped. Yes, capable adults with other things to do have held you, fed you, kissed you, wiped your mouth, wiped your bottom, taught you, trained you, tutored you, coached you, encouraged you, consoled you, and encouraged you again. And certainly, we've been to your games, your plays, your recitals, and your science fairs. Absolutely, smiles ignite when you walk into a room, and hundreds gasp with delight at your every tweet. And now, you've conquered high school, and indisputably, have gathered for you, the pride and joy of this fine community, the first to emerge from that magnificent new building. But don't get the idea that you're anything special, because you're not. The empirical evidence is everywhere, numbers even an English teacher can't ignore. There has to be about 2,000 high school graduates right there, give or take. Across the country, no fewer than 3.2 million seniors are graduating about now from over 37,000 high schools. That's 37,000 valedictorians, 37,000 class presidents, 92,000 harmonizing altos, 340,000 swaggering jocks. That's 2,185,967 pairs of Uggs. But why limit ourselves to just high school? After all, you're leaving it. So think about it like this. Even if you're 1 in a million, on a planet with 6.8 billion, that means there are nearly 7,000 people just like you. And consider for a moment the bigger picture. Your planet, I'll remind you, is not the center of its solar system. Your solar system is not the center of its galaxy. And your galaxy is not the center of the universe. In fact, astrophysicists assure us the universe has no center. Therefore, you can't be it. And neither can Donald Trump, which someone should tell him. Although that hair, quite the phenomenon. But Walt Whitman tells me I'm my own version of perfection. Expectitus tells me I have the spark of Zeus. And I don't disagree. So that makes 6.8 billion examples of perfection. 6.8 billion sparks of Zeus. You see, if everyone is special, then no one is. If everyone gets a trophy, that trophy becomes meaningless. We Americans, to our detriment, have come to love accolades more than genuine achievement. We've come to see it as the point, and we're happy to compromise standards or simply ignore reality if we think it's the quickest way, the only way, to have something to put on the mantelpiece, something to crow about or pose with, something with which to leverage ourselves into a better position on the social totem pole. No longer is it about how you play the game. No longer is it even whether you win or lose, or learn, or grow, or enjoy yourself doing it. Now it's, so what does this get me? As a result, we cheapen worthy endeavors. By definition, there can be one best. You're it, or you're not. If you've learned anything in your years here, I hope it's that the purpose of education, rather than the material advantage, is for the exhilaration of learning. Then you've learned too, I hope, as Sophocles has assured us, that wisdom is the chief element of happiness. Second is ice cream, just an FYI. I hope you've also come to realize just how little you know. How little you know now, in this moment, is just the beginning. It's where you go from here that really matters. As you commence then, I urge you to do what you do for no other reason than the fact that you love it and believe in its importance. Resist the comforts of complacency. Be worthy of your advantages. And read. Read all the time. Read as a matter of principle, as a matter of self-respect. Read as a nourishing staple of life. And love everyone you love, everything you love, with all your might. And do so, please, with a sense of urgency. The fulfilling life, the distinctive life, the relevant life is an achievement, not something you get just because it was handed to you. You're a good person, or maybe mommy ordered it from the caterer. The first President Roosevelt, the old Rough Rider, advocated for a strenuous life. Mr. Thoreau wanted us to drive life into a corner, dig deep, and suck out all the marrow. The poet, Mary Oliver, urges us to row, row into the swirl and roil. The message is the same. Get busy. Have at it. Don't wait for inspiration to find you. Get up, get out, explore, and find it for yourself. Grab hold with both hands. None of this should be taken as a license for self-indulgence. The fulfilling life, like accolades ought to be, is a consequence, a glorifying byproduct. It's what happens when you're thinking of better things. Climb the mountain not to plant your flag, but to embrace the challenge, behold the view, and enjoy the air. Go to Paris to be in Paris, not to cross it off your list and congratulate yourself for being worldly. Exercise free will and creative, independent thinking, not for the satisfaction it will bring to you, but for the good it will do for others. Then will you discover the curious truth of the human experience is that selflessness is the best thing we can do for ourselves. The sweetest joys of life, then, come only from the realization that you're not special, because everyone is. So, congratulations. Good luck. Go out into the world and make for yourselves, please, for your sake and for ours, extraordinary lives.